Mr. Trump, see this? I was your supporter. I was your supporter. I used to love you. I used to vote for you. I used to believe in you. But don't you dare give any of my money. Don't you give $20 billion of our money to the leader of Argentina so that he can just give it over to Netanyahu. Now, listen to you. You need to start doing the will of the people, not what you think. You are becoming a dictator, and I'm telling you that right now. You are not doing what you said you were going to do. You say you are, but you're not, and you're dragging feet. You're dragging your feet.
I didn't vote for this. Yes, you fucking did. They ran on this shit. You knew it was happening. You just didn't think it was gonna happen to you, babe.
I'm making this video because I voted for Trump. And a lot of my followers are Trump supporters. And I fully expect that I will probably lose a lot of friends and followers because of this opinion. First of all, if we are friends and you can't see past politics to continue being my friend, I just want to say I don't hold any ill will towards you. I totally understand if you feel the need to unfollow me, block me, and not be my friend anymore. I respect it completely. I just don't think we have the same Donald Trump that we had circa 2016 to 2020. This is not the same man. Somewhere along the way, he lost his way. This is not the man we voted for. If you are upper middle class or below, I don't see how any of us are faring well under this president. And how long are we just gonna close our eyes to it and pretend it's not happening because it's him? And at least it wasn't the other guy. I will no longer stand by and pretend that I have hope in this president, because I don't. This past weekend, what he did last night was 1,000,000% unacceptable. And if any other president did that, everybody would be losing their marbles. The cuts he made to programs that help lower income people, these secret dinners with people wearing masks, it's just craziness at this point, guys. And I just can no longer stand here and say I support it, because I don't.
I'm sorry, you don't get to say I didn't vote for this if you voted for Trump, because yes, you fucking did. It's been the blueprint for 10 years now. If I can give the guy anything, I'll say he's been consistent. He wanted minority youth to get persecuted and put to death when they're innocent in the 80s, and now he just is in charge of the government, so he gets to push that agenda. Take responsibility for it. As much as I loathe the people who are celebrating this shit, at least they're being honest. If you want to say that you feel bad and I didn't want any of this to happen, then I'm sorry that you feel sorry, but you need to do something about that. You don't just get a pass. Everyone said, this is what's going to happen. He said, this is what's going to happen, and now it's happening. So that's no one's fault but yours.
And also, as a conservative who voted for Donald Trump 3 times, I don't understand how we can, as conservatives, be pro-life, but then totally disregard the fact that there are babies and people dying in Gaza. So, and all over, in all wars. I don't think that we can be pro-life and be pro-war at the same time.
Now we see MAGA people who supposedly regret their vote saying, I didn't vote for this. You know what? I don't care. I don't give a shit. Nobody cares. We can talk about how you're being disingenuous, or you really should have known all the signs of the thuggish behavior of this president, but it really doesn't matter. If that's your belief, I didn't vote for this, don't just post something on Twitter and call up CNN and do a sob story about how your coworkers are getting deported. Do something. Do an act of bravery that mitigates the harm that you've caused. You're posting on social media, I didn't vote for this even though I like Trump. Nobody gives a shit. That's not an act of bravery. Do something. That's what somebody does in every movie when they've done a deal with the bad guy and then they realize they have to do something else to mitigate it. They do something. It happens in every Star Wars movie. Look at the people in LA. They're standing up tall against the ICE thugs. And you're calling up the New York Times going, do a profile of me because I didn't vote for this. Fuck out of here. Do something. You can't think of anything? When your MAGA buddies thought that Biden stole the election, they thought of some shit to do. Get the fuck out of here with this, I didn't vote for this shit. Nobody's gonna give you a cookie. Do something. Mitigate the harm that you've caused.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for tuning in. Alright, today we are diving into something that's similar to a political mid-season plot twist. Yeah, MAGA voters are regretting their votes, and videos are surfacing online, going viral, of folks actually basically saying that this is not what I signed up for. Well, I'm curious, what did you actually sign up for? As if this was a subscription to a utopian life? Well, they're citing that egg prices and hiking prices of groceries, tariffs crashing farmers, and mass layoffs. These are some of the factors that are causing these people to come up and regret their votes. And now they're blaming the very administration that they once cheered for. You remember when they were wearing those red hats with MAGA and Make America Great Again chanting to the top of their voices? Yeah, now they're finding out very quickly that voting for racism doesn't actually really make you great, because they're coming up here on social media platforms and uploading their tearful confessions, heated rants, and stitching compilations of regret, asking themselves, what did I really vote for? But let's take a look at these videos that I've sampled for you guys. I want us to check them out. Let me know in the comments what you think about today's episode. I'm your presenter Joel Mogisha. If you're not subscribed, I'm gonna have to kindly ask you to subscribe to this channel and consider actually joining us to be part of this growing community. Leave us a comment, hit that like button, really helps with pushing this video to a wider audience. Let's take a look. I'll be back with more commentary after this.
So are we all just going to sit back and act like we don't see what's going on? If you speak out against a certain country, or if you go against a certain country, you're out of there. If you go to college and somebody that's a teacher or anything like that at that college says something against that certain country, they're cutting funding. Matter of fact, in the beginning of the year, they were talking about deporting U.S. citizens for protesting in favor of Palestine at a college. Yet we voted this same person in because of we wanted free speech. I remember last year when the left was talking about, oh, Trump's going to come out with Project 2025. I was like, yeah, Project 2025, let's go. Instead, what we got was much worse than what the left thought. We got Trump and Netanyahu in office, and Trump's doing tricks on it.
I'm so sick and tired of people telling me to not let politics run my fucking life. Well, when politics actually are affecting me on a daily basis, then I'm going to have something to fucking say about it. As if COVID was enough for us healthcare workers, that burned us out. Now we're having to deal with the fucking budget cuts and shitty supplies and having no fucking staff. And then we're having to deal with patients who have mental illness and are withdrawing from drugs and alcohol. Today, I literally had a patient who was withdrawing from alcohol who actually threatened me, and I had to call security. That's how bad it is. Workplace violence is #1 in healthcare worker jobs. So I have to fear for that every single day of my life. We literally had a patient come to the ER last month with a pew-pew and unalived himself in front of staff and other patients. At what point is enough enough? Like I'm to the point where I'm so fucking done. I need this job because I need the money. But it's affecting me on a daily basis. I really don't know how much more I can actually take. And what pisses me off the most is I didn't fucking vote for this. I didn't fuck around, so why am I having to find out?
How has your life improved since Donald Trump has gotten to office? I'm asking MAGA. I'm asking the far right. I'm asking conservatives. I'm asking white Christian nationalists. How has your life improved? What policies, and please don't mention the border. Please don't mention the border, What policies has this man put in place that has improved your life personally? That is the question I have to ask. And then once you answer that question, I want you to answer this question. How has Donald Trump attacked the less than 1% of transgender people in this country? How has that personally affected your life? How has it made your life better? And then I want you to answer this question. How has Donald Trump attacking immigrants in this country improved your life? What has improved in your life, your personal life, inside of your house? Has it changed your bills? Has it increased your pay? Has your health care improved? Has your retirement plan improved? Are you getting things built in your city better? Is food cheaper? Is gas cheaper? These are the questions I really want y'all to answer. Because if nothing has gotten better, why did you vote for him? Take the time. Answer the question.
I didn't vote for this. So what did you vote for? Or at least what did you think you were voting for? Could you tell us all? Because he didn't even have a plan. They asked him what his plan was. He said he had concepts of it. And then you still voted for him. So what did you vote for if it wasn't for this? Y'all are so dumb, bro. Like, I just can't. And then they're like, publicly, I didn't vote for this. I didn't want this. Well, what did you want then? Huh? What did you want? And then they'll be like, he needs to be impeached. Impeach him, and then what? And then what? Y'all backing out already? It hasn't even been a year into his term yet, and y'all can't handle it? Y'all can't handle what you voted for? Because everyone who didn't vote for him knew what was coming. Except y'all, for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Y'all can't handle it? Tapping out already, yeah?
To my mutuals in Chicago, are y'all okay? Oh, really? Are you okay? Like, please reach out. I'm worried for y'all. I'm scared for you. And I'm sorry, I did not vote for this. If you know me, you know this is not the person I voted for. What the fuck is happening? We told them. We fucking told them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I understood the fucking assignment, but nobody else did, apparently. I don't know what to do at this juncture. Midterms are around the corner. But, you know, you know what they're doing. And I live in a blue area, so, you know, they're going to do the things that they need to do to make my vote not count. But I'm still going to do everything I can. Y'all, self-care. You don't have to be nice, but please, for fuck's sake, be kind.
Why is Trump doing this? This isn't what I voted for. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He was very clear. He was very explicit. I don't like the fuck around and find out mentality, but every time somebody hops online and be like, I can't believe he's doing this. Andrew Schultz getting on his podcast and be like, this is what I voted for. Fucking Alex Jones crying in his car. This was the plan. This is exactly what he promised. He basically ran around for months being like, this is my ruin everything plan. Yes, it's ruin everything. It's a beautiful plan. Casey Anthony in charge of childcare. We're ruining everything.
I did not want to reshare this video. The reason I'm saying that is because we're also focused on the president's detriment. We're not seeing the real thing
that is coming or that is going to be happening that will be so shocking and devastating to our country. Because what is coming for America, we are ill prepared for it. We're not ready for it. I'm no longer blaming all of this on Trump. No longer will I do that. Because the only people that should be blamed are the people that put him in office. You know who you are. You're the ones that are going around now saying, oh, that's not what I voted for. That is what you voted for. You're going to tell me you didn't know you were voting for a convicted felon? He is a felon. He is a convicted felon. And somewhere you found it in your heart, okay, to vote for that? Oh, I see. But now that it's affecting you and your family, oh, now that all your friends and families are being deported, now you're beginning to see that you are no different from me. He sees you just like he sees me. And he does not care about you. So what you really should be doing is apologizing to all your family and friends that have been deported and that are being picked up day by day. You should be apologizing to them. Because that's what you voted for. You gave him permission to do it. Because you thought somehow this wasn't going to touch you. I can't even fathom or say what could have been going through your mind that would allow you to go into a voting booth and hit yes for a convicted felon. The things that he was convicted of, and you know it's true. As long as his policies are affecting the people that you hate, then you're fine with it. But now you see his policies are affecting you too. And now you're not so fine with it. Judgment is on the people for voting for evil. You did this. He didn't do it. You did this. You unleashed a beast. And you gave him permission to do every single thing that he is doing right now. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be apologizing to the American people for what is happening. You who voted for him.
The government is in shutdown. And as you might expect, the Republicans are blaming the Democrats. But guess what? Nobody believes that. Nobody is buying it. Every time one of these claims pops up on social media that the Democrats caused this latest government shutdown, people are pushing back. People are saying, bull, that isn't true. The Dems didn't do this. The Republicans did this. And it's not just the libs and the progressives who are doing this. The moderates are also telling the Republicans that they're full of you-know-what. Not only that, but the conservatives and some of the MAGAs are even saying, no, you can't pin this one on the libs and the Democrats. This is all yours. The Republicans caused the shutdown. And when I say MAGA, I'm not talking about your barnyard variety Trump supporter. I'm talking about the dumbest, toothless, most lowbrow, knuckle-dragging, sister-seducing, possum-eating, banjo-playing, blood-drinking maggot out there. They're telling the Republicans, no, you did this. And that gives me hope, because it makes me think that some people still have the ability to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. The Democrats didn't cause this government shutdown. The Republicans caused this government shutdown, and everybody knows it.
Okay, this is to the I didn't vote for that people and the leaving MAGA people, okay? Whenever you say, oh, I didn't think you would take it this far, or I didn't vote for that, you did. You did. One of the biggest problems with the American political system is we have two parties. So whatever candidate, you don't vote for, oh, I like this policy, I don't like that policy. You vote for the whole fucking thing. Every time you vote for the whole thing. Whatever he does, that's on you. You voted. Here's where I'm extending the olive branch. I'm not trying to sound sarcastic when I say this. I'm glad you learned something. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you were wrong. Nothing at all. Everybody's wrong all the time. People fuck up in creative ways every single day. I'm glad you learned something. I truly am. And I hope you continue. The world's a better place with more knowledge.
Alright guys, there you have it. Actually, I really want to hear from those people who are actually watching this and voted for the orange man. And if you're watching this and a friend or a family member or somebody who actually voted for the orange man, I want you to send them this video so that we can actually ask them, how is voting for the orange man improved your life? Tell us in the comment section, how did actually putting a convicted felon in office improved your life? And I want to actually state this: orange man is not to blame here. It is the people who actually went ahead and did the action back in November at the ballot box who are to blame. You are the ones to blame, because after doing that, you want to look for sympathy and tell us that you did not vote for this. Tell us that you actually regret your votes, because we don't give a continental about that. It's a little bit too late. We don't care what you actually feel about right now. As a matter of fact, a lot of people are happy that you get to actually reap what you sowed back in November. You get to feel exactly what you voted for. And that's why the trend in F around or find out took off, because it's all about people like you finding out that, wait a minute, we actually stabbed ourselves in the backs. But you cannot actually blame the orange man if you think about it, because this guy ran on a campaign of clear promises of what he was going to do. And then again, you had him in office back in 2017, 2018. The only problem is that a lot of these white Christian nationalists, a lot of these MAGA people voted against other people. We all know they wanted deportations because they thought the deportations was actually against people of color, you know, Latinos for Trump, some African immigrants, for instance. And they were happy about these deportations because according to them, they were going to be kicked out of the country. But they never thought about how this was going to affect them, especially those in farm work and construction jobs, and all these things are connected. These are people who are hardworking, people who actually pay taxes. It might not be directly in VAT, but they do actually pay taxes by contributing to the economy of the United States by actually spending in the United States, because everything they buy actually has a tax on it. And then they also boost the economy by providing cheap labor that actually has enriched a lot of MAGA business owners, especially in construction, electricity, plumbing, and even back in the MAGA farms in Nebraska, Texas, Oklahoma, Idaho. We can name everywhere that you can find a MAGA farm, because these are the people in the rural farms actually that are being hit the hardest. And there you go with the tariffs. This guy told you what he was going to actually do with the tariffs. He told you that he was going to impose tariffs against every country that was ripping the United States off, and that's exactly what he did. But what you should have actually made sure to understand is how tariffs work, and that's why you're getting high prices of groceries and eggs. And if that wasn't enough, the government is now shutting down because of the Republicans. They're claiming they got no money, yet they had $20 billion to give to Argentina and bail out Argentinian soybean farmers who are now actually real competitors to American soybean farmers. Well, you got exactly what you voted for. You cannot actually come here and claim this is what or this is not what I voted for. This is exactly what you voted for. You only regret because it's affecting you and not only the other people that you expected to be affected. But let me know in the comments, guys. Engage with the video, drop your comments, hit the like button. Really helps with pushing this video to a wider audience. I really don't understand how YouTube works, but that can help. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and see you on the next episode.